What's up, everyone? My name's Justin Odisho. I'm in an unfamiliar setting, and actually very much cooler one than I usually am, because I'm here with Sara Dietschy. You guys might be familiar with her.
I make YouTube videos too.
Yeah, and we just recorded an episode for her podcast, so you guys should check that out. I'll link it. Today, we're actually just going to specifically talk about 5 tips on how you can edit faster, better, more efficiently. She's edited hundreds of videos, and she was even daily vlogging for a long time. So
and like docuseries. So I've told other people's stories.
Yeah, documentary style stuff, interview style stuff. All right, so tip number 1, a lot of people ask me about the technical side of things, but they get confused on the actual story. Like, what is this story thing that everyone's talking about? How do you actually create a good story out of all this footage that you have in the media bin? And how to construct
the first most important thing is there has to be a problem or something that you address where there's some resolution in the end, so you get that satisfaction. But one hack tip I would give you, if you have a lot of footage that's covering multiple days, maybe it's you're visiting another country and you're exploring for 10 days and you want to make one video from it. I think that's where people struggle in telling a consistent story, is when you have a lot of footage. So a tip that I do a lot is think of it just like a normal day. Edit from sunset to sundown. So a lot of the travel videos I have, they're recaps. And so I'll do, wake up, exciting adventure, woo, and then maybe there's some chilling, but then it ends with excitement at night. It makes logical sense for the viewer to follow at least one line of consistency. And a lot of times you can just use time as chronological order.
And even like aesthetic color wise, it's not pleasing to constantly be flashing from like bright, dark. And
it needs to make sense in people's
balanced
heads, right? So you can use a lot of different things to tell that consistency with different themes. But for me, I rely heavily on time. That makes most sense for me.
So that really goes into the next tip number 2 on how to kind of edit faster, because I was asking you were daily for a little bit, and how to keep up with like having to record a day and then upload it the next day over and over and over. So what have you found helps you when you're trying to edit faster or produce videos faster?
When you have a tight turnaround on a video, it is super important to actually film for the edit. So I experienced this with vlogging. I was so used to just shooting anything and everything. And so I would hit the record button when my camera was down here at the ground. And so when I put it into my video editing software, I didn't have a clear thumbnail as to what it was. And so always be thinking of how the video is going to be edited before you even start shooting. So then you can shoot and use the record button, just like you said, as almost an edit point. So, okay, I need to say this. I'm going to hit record. Hey guys, blah, blah, blah. And if you mess up 4 times, delete that clip and start over. It's going to be so much easier in the edit to just drop those clips, and you know that everything you have is necessary and it needs to go in the video.
Yeah, it saves you time. One thing you'll notice when you have a camera, you press record, start, stop. Then when you dump all the media onto your computer, it already is in chronological order. So as long as you weren't recording every single little thing, because I might use this, I might use that, then you save yourself a ton of headache. You only have the essentials, and then you just trim the fat from there. So that's super, super true. But that goes into tip number 3. I guess I'll share this one. Is a lot of people get caught up in like having all this media now. What cool effects do I put? What cool transitions do I put? And they think editing has to be this super strenuous and tedious thing, especially if you're uploading constantly. But editing is almost like the stuff that you can't see. It's invisible. Like you're saying, there's a saying that good design is invisible in general. And so don't think about editing as in your what can I add. Almost start with I have all this footage. Now what can I take away and trim it down to tell the story? And then you tie it together with those little effects and edits. So when you think of editing, as it's cutting, that's the word, cutting footage. You're cutting stuff.
How you're using different effects should make sense with what you're editing. So something that I love to do to convey if something's super exciting or crazy and the music lines up with it is I really like the glitchy effects of my videos. And so I'll do just like the crazy glitchy effects. And that wouldn't make sense if it was like I'm winding down for the day and like I'm going to hang out and watch Netflix at the end of the day.
Transition like, into the bed.
Or a Zoom. Yeah. So use effects sparingly. So when you use them, it helps
They're
the
more
story.
Impactful. Yeah. That goes into consistency with the organization, telling a good story, and yeah, 100% I agree. So the next thing, taking it back from the non-technical abstract ideas of story, let's get into like actual technical, how do you edit faster? You particularly have some interesting things that you do with like keyboard preferences and shortcuts.
Yes. So this is something that I just want to help all of you guys be faster. So I'll send you the links to my keyboard shortcuts downloads, which it helps people a lot. But basically what I've done is, because I edit with a mouse a lot, but even with a trackpad, it's really useful because I don't want to lift up my right hand very rarely, because that's for, going around in my editor. But I've put all of the shortcuts on the left side of the keyboard. So, speeding up, the classic JKL, well, I move that to like ASD on the left side. And so
it's like Fortnite controller.
Exactly.
Controls. Builder Pro, Combat Pro.
Exactly. So everything that you need, zoom in, zoom out, or the ripple edits, everything you can do with your left hand. And it's just so whether it's you want to use mine, I also have a video on it that explains why things are where. So whether it's my shortcuts or just you evaluating what keys do you hit the most when editing, put that on one spot of your keyboard to where the less that you move stuff, the faster you're going to edit, because it's going to be right there. You're going to be used to it. You're going to get in a flow. And that's how I edit. Yeah, quick.
And that goes into tip number 5 to wrap things up. Whether like that's, like you said, just one style and you offer it up for people to like adopt if they want. For me, I know like if I was to try to switch JKL, it would just like my brain and like just
you could wired. I still have JKL there, but it's helpful to have it.
I say that to say like tip number 5 is just be aware that you have preferences that you can customize. You have videos and resources that you can be studying to be a better editor, edit faster, tell a better story. This video that you clicked on right now told you all that, and Sarah's channel has tons of videos. So, a lot of people ask me, how did you learn, or like, how do you become better? And I learned the same way that I'm teaching, is just
the internet's
online.
Such a great place. Be a student. I think
a student.
People want the end result now, but it takes hours of, okay, well, how did that guy do that, or that girl do that? And okay, so I'm going to watch a tutorial on it, and then you work through it. But you can't watch these videos forever. It's important to also go out there and do it.
I think some of the best things that have helped me, and you probably would agree with this, is just through trial and error. Just think of one full project, whether that's a vlog or a documentary, and just say, I'm going to put this out by the end of the week or
deadlines
end of the month.
Are good.
And then when you go to do the whole process from start to finish, from recording to capturing the audio to how do you organize your media and all these different technical things, you force yourself to go through step A to Z on how to make a video. And then next time you're like, oh, I'm going to do this different, because now you understand how to film for the edit, how to have the end in mind when you start.
And a little bit of a tidbit is, I don't think
bonus.
Bonus. Maybe this is number 6.
Ding, ding, ding.
I don't think you ever get faster at editing. I think you just learn more. So I've only gotten a little bit faster at editing, but I've gotten so much better. So
efficiency.
Exactly. So I am still to this day, like, there's still so much to learn, right? Right now I'm having a lot of fun learning about audio and like, okay, how can I make my audio better? Always being a student, such a good thing to remember.
ABC, always be a student. Definitely check out Sarah's channel. I'll leave a link to some of her like super relevant videos, like the one that you mentioned about shortcuts, and some of her other Premiere. You have some great series on how to edit a vlog and things like that, and even how to podcast now. And subscribe to both of our channels. Leave a like comment below. Send us a message on Instagram, or go follow us on Instagram if you enjoyed this. Let us know what your favorite tip was, or a tip of your own that you think we should know.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing that information with us.
Me. I'm glad you came to New York.
Yes,
Woo!
New York City. Awesome. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.